We're here, we're making another video. What's poppin', y'all? We're doing High School of the Dead. And that sigh at the beginning was intentional. That sigh at the beginning is because of how disappointed I am. I watched High School of the Dead because it is spooky month, or at the time of watching it, it is spooky month, so it was trying to, get ready for spooky month, hype up spooky month, and watch a scary anime. Scary horror anime. And this one has zombies, and what's more spooky, what's more horror than zombies, alright? So I watched it. The amount of fan service in this fucking anime was dreadful. I was not a fan of the fan service. It was a lot. A lot of ass. A lot of pants. A lot of underwear. A lot of titty as well. But without any further delay, let's get into what Google has to say. So High School of the Dead has one season, has 12 episodes, and it is a horror anime, which came out in 2010. It is a 4.6 out of 5 on Amazon, and that is all we're getting from Google. So how the story actually starts is with our main character being a little bitch and thinking about a promise this girl made to him when they were about 4 or 5, saying that she pinky promises, to get married to him. The fact that he's sad about that when he's like 15 is upsetting and is really pathetic. That is a promise that she made when she was fucking like 3 years old. That promise is fucking nothing. That is pathetic that he's upset over that and he's holding her to that promise. Like, they were children. Obviously she's gonna change her mind. And she has a reason for it as well. She says, oh, there was a time where I felt like that, but you wasn't reciprocating, so I thought you wasn't interested in me, so I moved on, and I got a boyfriend which actually loves me and cares about me. And this boyfriend that she does get, you know what, saves her, but dies in the process because he gets bit by a zombie. We don't actually get told how the zombie apocalypse starts, we just know that it does start, and they're in a school when it happens. No one else was in the room where it happened. And, they're on the roof, they kill the guy who turned into a zombie, and they are running back through the school to try and escape. They run into the rest of the main cast, and we have main guy, we have a sort of perv guy, who is fucking excellent with guns, might I add, for whatever reason. We have a purple-haired swordswoman. We have a fucking idiotic blonde woman with like a huge rack and is only there for, the purpose of the perv character. We have the pink-haired girl who is stuck up and angry all the time, and that's our group of 5. Oh no, I forgot the brown-haired girl who fights with like a pole. She fights with like a pole. She's alright. Again, it is 4 girls, 2 guys. Alright, you can see where I'm going with this. This is very borderline harem anime and very overly sexualized. Anyway, they manage to escape the school with a plan. They learn that the zombies are blind, can't smell, can't taste, but they can hear. So they have to be very quiet to not attract the zombies. They manage to run to a school bus, and for whatever reason, the doctor actually has a use other than having big tits. She actually gets a use, and that is she can drive. She's the designated driver. So they all get in the bus, and then they're like, oh shit, there's other students running our way, let's wait. They wait, and one of them is a dickhead teacher. Right, that dickhead teacher? Yeah, he's gonna cause problems. And they know it, they know he's gonna cause problems. So they try and leave, but a bus blocks their path and they get separated. So the main group head towards this sort of bridge to get to the other side of the water. They do the same, but they do it on a motorbike, and they meet up and they fight on the bridge, and it's badass as fuck. They have a really cool action sequence on the bridge where they meet up. They get to a abandoned house where they, chill. The girls have a bath, and they spend the next 3 episodes half-dressed. They rescue a little girl and a dog. Thank fuck they rescue the dog. I am very happy that they rescued the dog. They then find a fuck ton of guns, get in an armoured vehicle, and then they crash it, and they get cornered. They then fight to the death with a load of zombies hoarding around them. they run out of bullets and they only have a sniper, and they use one of the girls' fucking boobs as like a fucking like recoil thing, as like a cushion, which is fucking wild. And then they get rescued by the pink hairs girl's mum. They go to the house, the government drop an EMP to turn off all the vehicles, and their house gets overrun because the gates are then open, because obviously all tech goes down with an EMP, and they leave in the armoured car, and their mum and dad stay and die. It is a zombie fight. They run off, and that's where the series ends. That's where the 12 episodes of the series end. I'm gonna be honest, character design is alright. Obviously, we have the hair colours being obviously so many different colours. We have brown hair, light brown hair, like blonde hair, like ginger, pink, and purple. So the character designs already stand out with the hair colour, which I quite like, and they're quite cool. Other than that, it goes straight into as sexy and as horny as possible, which I didn't like because it is... Obviously, everyone here is like 15. That is correct. You heard me right. Everyone here is 15. That is disgusting. It is vile. And I have no other words. On this topic, that is disgusting and vile. And it's wrong on so many levels. So we're moving on. The story is actually quite interesting. I like the story with the zombies and them traveling and surviving. What doesn't make sense in the story is that they automatically, all of them are really fucking good with weapons, and it just feels unbelievable. And for whatever reason, all their parents are out of town at the same time, so none of them have anywhere to go and they can stay together. That's just bullshit and very, very coincidental that everyone's parents works outside of Japan and has just left their child in Japan. I feel like that is very bullshit and very unbelievable that, like, the main 6, the main 5, I don't remember how many there is, these main ones don't have parents that live in the same place as them, and they're all incredible with weapons. It just feels very unbelievable, and the amount of shit that they get involved with throughout these, like, couple of episodes is wild. Like, they find a child, they find an empty apartment which still has electricity and running water, they get a bath, they like, find a load of fresh food, and it's like, this is very unrealistic for zombie apocalypse. Like, I have never been in a zombie apocalypse, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I ever will, but this just seems very unrealistic for an apocalypse. Like, I don't see the, like, you know, effectiveness. I don't see the like, realism in this story. The fight scenes are actually really cool. I like the fight scenes. The fight scenes are actually quite interesting, and, like, you know, watching them shoot zombies and, like, the slow-mo bullets going through and her hitting them with a sword, it's just so satisfying and so visually appealing, until they then sexualize the fighting at, like, episode 8 or 9-ish, where they're shooting bullets through, like, for whatever reason, this is like a wild scene. She is running through a horde of zombies with her sword, and the other guy is shooting using the other girl's tits as, like, a cushion, and when he's firing, they're going in between her boobs and under her legs, and we obviously get a camera angle of that. Again, extremely fucking weird, extremely disgusting, and ruins the fight scene, in my opinion. Other than those sort of, like, scenes, the fight scenes are really cool, because they get to, like, do the head explosions, they get to run around the zombies, and it's just really interesting, like, with the fights and the schemes and the stuff that they do. The rest of it is all just, like, horny. That's it. That's all it is. And I hate that. And if you've been a fan of the channel for a while and you've listened to my anime reviews before, you will know that too. I do not like it when anime is overly horny. and overly sexual for no apparent reason. The sexual nature of this anime was nothing to do with the show. It did not add any significance or any, like, plot development to this story. It tried to do a love triangle with the purple hair main guy and also blonde hair, I think. But I did not care for it, I'm going to be honest. And it actually annoyed me a little bit with that love triangle, because the blonde-haired girl, or like the brown-haired girl, like the light brown-haired girl, she didn't want the guy, but the guy wanted her. Like, they promised when they were like 3 that they'd get married. And the purple-haired girl comes along, and the guy starts to develop feelings for her. And then the brown-haired girl is like, "Oi, what the fuck? Like, you were supposed to like me." And it's just really stupid. I'm gonna be honest. Like, she can't pick and choose who she wants, and neither can he. He can't be complaining at her, being like all bitchy to her at the start, and then like decide to change his mind as well. Like, shit don't work like that. Like, it's double standard, and it was just silly. And this whole anime is silly. This whole anime is genuinely stupid. I will not watch this anime again. This is not one that I would rewatch over and over again. I don't do that with anime anyway, because it's too much of a commitment. If it was a movie, I might watch it over and over again. But I can't do that for this one. And I refuse to do it for this one. This was like a one-time watch and never again. And I hated watching it. It was a very bad experience. I have nothing else to say. I have nothing else to say on this anime.